If you really want to defeat the radical extremists, you have to defeat them with knowledge. And I'll give you some examples. It has to start from school. If you ask the 17-year-old Loay, why did you hate Jews? Not because I was a bad person, but because this is what I know. In school, you go to a school and your teacher tells you you have to hate Jews and Christians. Of course, Christians come second. They are not outcasted, but Jews first, Christians second. But why? Because this is what pleases God. You have to hate Jews for the sake of being Jews, and you always have to know that you are far superior than Jews and Christians. You have to hate them for what they are. Okay, so this is what we were indoctrinated with, and it was so sincere and honest in believing that. But if you teach your children that we have differences with our Jewish and Christian brothers, but we have so many commonalities that we can focus on, that we can build our relations on, things would be different in the Middle East. Do we have these commonalities? Of course we do. And I'll tell you how. You know, in our faith, Islam, please do not laugh. We honor, revere, respect, and name our children after Jewish prophets, kings, and heroes. I know it sounds a bit funny, but this is the truth. And I'm so sure you can find someone in the protest outside who would say, death to Israel, or death to, from the river to the sea, or Jerusalem is the capital of Palestine. And you ask him, may I know your name, my friend? It happened to me once. My name is Dawood, of course, and I'm a proud Muslim. His name is Dawood, the Arabic version of David. He is named after the king of Israel who proclaimed Jerusalem as the capital of ancient Israel. You can laugh, yeah, it is laughable. Or you can meet another Muslim outside who is so angry at the Jews and at the Zionist state, and his name is Yunus. But he doesn't know that his name comes from the Greek form Eunas, which comes from the Hebrew Jonah or Yonah, which means a dove, who was one of the most Zionist prophets in the Bible. The Quran praised him so much, but the Quran doesn't give the details. That Jonah refused the message of God to go to Nineveh to ask for the repentance, because Nineveh was the capital of Assyria and they were the enemies of Israel. How could you, my Lord, send me to the enemies of my people Israel to ask for the repentance? And I know for sure that you would accept the repentance. I am not gonna go. I'm gonna flee to Tarshish. And you have many Muslims named after Eunas, and they hate Israel. The son of the Houthis, his name is Jibril al-Houthi. You know, Jibril has no meaning in Arabic, but in Hebrew, Gever El, the man of God. He is named after the archangel Gabriel, who has a Hebrew name, and their slogan says, death to the Jews. Find the irony. This is what I say, the ignorance that we have in the Arab world, that we need to fix. We need to connect the dots to tell people that, hold on, Jews are not foreign colonialists in their ancestral homeland. The Jewish people are not foreign colonialists. They are indigenous to this land. And anyone who says otherwise, tell them, please tell me where the word Jew comes from. They were never called Jews before 586 BCE. You know what they were called? Hebrews. Even Jonah, when he was asked by the people on the ship, who are you? You're causing lots of trouble in the sea. Says, Ivri Anochi, I'm only a Hebrew. They were always called the Hebrews. But after 586 BCE, when the Babylonians captured the people of Israel from the portion of the land that was called Judea, they asked them, where are you guys from? They said, we come from Judea. We are the Jews. If your ancestors, or if the ancestors of the Jews here on this podium, were brought from the portion of the land that was called Binyamin, you would now be called the Binyaminites, not the Jews. So understanding history is so important to those who say that Israel or the Jewish people are foreign entities in our region. I was 2 days ago in Rome, and I went to the Colosseum, and I was so astonished when I saw the Arch of Titus. You know why? Because in the Arab world, there is a narrative that says the Jews are lying to the world by telling them that they had a temple in Jerusalem. This is a big lie. And this is Al Jazeera's favorite plot. And by the way, I was a big fan of Al Jazeera. I'm not going to deny that. I was repeating all their lies when I was a kid. Jews want to destroy Al-Aqsa Mosque and they want to build the not the Jewish temple, I'm sorry. The so-called Jewish temple. There was no Jewish temple in Jerusalem, of course. Are you kidding me? You want me to believe in the Bible? I don't believe in the corrupt book. This is what we were taught. Even though we don't know anything about the Bible, how it was written, how the Jews were taken into consideration, how to write this amazing book. Jews taught world writing. No, there was nothing called the temple. But you know what you can find in the Arch of Titus? You can find Jews carrying a menorah. They were the Jews exiled from Jerusalem, from Judea. And Titus was so proud of doing this. But you know what is the significance? That the menorah comes from the Jewish temple. And if they don't believe in texts, they have to know that stones do not lie.